question. Tell me what you think about me. I've got my own
Hey
diamonds
guys,
and I buy
welcome
my
back to my channel. I'm so glad that you are all here for today's video. For today's pick a card reading, or pick a crystal reading even, we are going to be exploring how you can find more joy, peace and love in your life. I feel like this is such a positive reading and we all need some positive readings there now and again. So yeah, I'm going to give you a moment now to choose the crystal that you feel most drawn to. It could be more than one, especially because joy, peace and love, there might be different components that you need to add to get the full effect of it all. And yeah, the timestamps will be down below, and also you should be able to use the ones on screen as well if you're using your phone or your laptop. And I will see you at your reading.
Before we begin, please do remember this is a general reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because you are not the ugly stepsister. Please do not force that shoe onto your foot.
Hi there, option number one. Those of you who chose the green aventurine here, welcome to your reading. So first of all, we're just going to start off by having a little bit of an energy check-in and just seeing what kind of energy that you're in right now, so that you can confirm if this reading or this option is going to be for you. And then also, I guess it can help us, or help me even, see what you guys need to bring more peace, love, and joy into your lives. So, first of all, wow, you guys have a lot of wand energy here. So, wands are already, for me, I'm hearing like action. So, this is really about forward movement and action happening. You have the Ace of Wands upright. Oh, wow. Okay, I've just realized you've got the Ace, and then you've got the Page, and then you've got the Two of Wands, which for me kind of goes in order almost. And even though it's out of order in your spread right now. And then you also have the World card, which is that idea of completion. So there's something in between your beginning stage and the end stage that isn't quite moving, or it's almost like, it feels like a barrier or a blockage. That's what the word I'm looking for. It's like a blockage between that beginning stage, this initial idea, this energizing feeling, this, yes, that feeling that you're ready to go, you're ready to take action, you feel inspired, you feel creative, because that's all of in the wands. And there's a blockage between that energy and the energy of, whew, like you've exerted the energy, you've really made something of it, and you've basically seen the vision come to life. And with the Page of Wands and the Two of Wands being in reverse here, it's like what's missing between the two is this feeling of a direction, this feeling of, okay, so I have the energy, but I don't know where exactly to put the energy. I don't know what exact project or thing to invest all of this ideas and energizing feeling that I have into. So I think that's kind of this kind of halt that's being put in place on actually having the forward movement, because right now it's all, I don't want to say mental, because it's more like it's one, so it's not necessarily mental, but right now it's just, it's almost like potential energy, because in physics potential energy is kind of like energy that can turn into any other form of energy, but it currently doesn't have a direction. Like, it's not light, it's not kinetic, it's not, I don't really know. I'm really probably shouldn't have made a physics reference there, because it's not my strong suit, but I hope that kind of gives you the idea of, like, right now it's just potential. It hasn't really, got a direction just yet. And then also your oracle cards here, which are very similar. is that you have the empty room and the desert, which for me are very similar. Like the desert is like very barren, an empty room is barren as well. Like there's just not a lot going on. So that's very interesting in that you're both cards from the same deck, I might add as well, are very similar-ish in messages. So with the desert card here, it really talks about a lack of direction and a longing for that solid ground and feeling that lack of clarity, which we can see in the Two of Wands being reversed here for you guys. But for me, as I look at this card, I feel that you guys know where you want to go. You have an idea. Again, it's potential, it's ideas. It's nothing like solid. It's not a pentacle yet. But you have an idea of where you want to go. But I also sense that with this Two of Wands person, the character presented in this card, I feel like the one that he's not paying attention to is there's almost something there as well. Like for you guys, what you're not seeing is that there's actually more than one option available. But you might be very focused on or feeling very inspired by currently one certain way of looking at things. And I see that you are actually neglecting another way. Obviously, we will come on to that as hopefully as we go into the next part of your reading. But I do kind of see that energy happening in this Two of Wands card for you guys right now. It's interesting here with the desert card that it actually says, if you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright and its darks terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. It's interesting that creativity is the word that's used there. And I do think in our lowest points, when we feel the most lost almost actually, is where a lot of our creativity stems from. Because there's almost no other option but for you to focus on a particular energy or idea, which again is kind of in that empty room card. There's no other distractions. There's no clear sign that says, hey, this way, follow me this way, or your path is here. It's very open, and that openness can feel quite scary. And I think that's what you guys are feeling right now. So with the empty room here, it mentions a craving to fill yourself with something, anything. We too often attempt to remedy the discomfort of the empty room by any means necessary, leading us to a culture of more. And it's actually taking me to the wild card here of this almost desperate feeling of being fulfilled, of having, because in the imagery of the world card, she's surrounded by this reef, she's enclosed, she's safe, and all the different imageries around the world card are fixed signs. And fixed signs are very slow to change. They have a direction, they stick with it, and they keep going regardless of the challenges that are presenting itself to you. They're very slow to change, and they kind of struggle to see things in a different way. And I kind of think that's what the energy that you guys are in. And it kind of goes back to that Two of Wands card where I was talking about you guys seeing things one way and almost neglecting other options or other avenues because you are so set on something. And that something could be that just to regain this feeling of fulfillment, of knowing what you are doing and being very clear and in your direction. Because if you're not used to that, then it can feel very uncomfortable this period of time in your life. And the fact is you might be making decisions that don't 100% align with you if you don't allow yourself to just feel this feeling of not really knowing, of lacking a bit of direction at the moment, and just embracing it, even though it can be scary. By kind of rushing into having this full energy again, you have the potential to neglect a direction that might have been more beneficial for you in the long run. So it says, be with the nothingness, be with the impatience. The empty room has immense power. Let others wonder what you are doing. If you can settle into the magic of the emptiness, you will soon hear its whispers of wisdom. So I feel like that really encompasses the energy that you guys are currently in. But let's take a look at how you can find more peace, love, and joy in your life. Okay, here we go. So with your tarot cards out here, the first thing I heard was come out of the shadows. So if there's something that you've been thinking about doing or really want to do, come out of the shadows and do it. Like, pursue it, put your energy into it. And in comparison to your initial spread of your energy, when I'm talking about you had no pentacles there, it was just wands after wands after wands, and then the world card. But here, comparatively, you have all your pentacle cards are upright here. I've also put some clarifiers, which you guys, I didn't take an image of that, so you wouldn't have seen it. But along with the King of Pentacles, with your clarifiers, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, which Pentacles is a slower moving energy. And I think that comes down to you guys needing to have more patience and just trusting that things will be built in the way that they need to, or things will grow in the way that they need to grow, even if that grow appears slow, especially with the Seven of Pentacles card. In the imagery of it, there's like almost the pentacles are in the soil, and then there's a tree that grows above it. So you don't see the growth of the seed straight away. It takes a while for you to actually see the plant and the amount of work that you've put into nourishing that seed for it to grow above the surface. So I think this goes the same for you, is almost not overthinking the process and not doubting it before you actually are seeing the results of it. With the King of Pentacles here, you have the King of Wands reversed. So the King of Pentacles is very practical. And I also feel like there's a need to be quite logical as you move forwards here, so you can find more peace in your life. Thinking more long term, not just what do I want right now? What do I need right now? It's about taking things slower so that you can really build a lasting foundation for yourself. Even with, you have the Ten of Swords here in reverse with the Fool card in reverse and the Three of Cups in reverse. And with the Fool card here being reversed, I feel as if the message for you guys for finding more joy in your life is not to make rash decisions, but to take things slowly, to think things out. And again, just really take your time with things. Another message I feel as if like it might take more than one go to get where you want to go, or to see what you want, like to see the thing that you've been working on manifest, especially if this is like a project or something where you're growing your own business or something like that. It isn't going to happen overnight, and sometimes it takes those failures to really get the strong finished product which is successful. I feel like not turning your back on things too quickly, not giving up too quickly is really going to be beneficial for you. This Three of Cups. Why is this here? I think it will be also important for you guys to lean on those people around you, to entrust in your support system to help guide you and just support you as well and lift you up when you are feeling a bit discouraged or nervous or like things are not moving. Just those little words or that emotional support from those around you, your family, your friends, whoever it is really going to help you feel more peaceful in where you're going, feel more relaxed on your journey, and help motivate you as well. So I'm going to pull some more cards to see what else we get. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I always underestimate the answer to the question that comes out here. It's always a lot deeper than I always anticipate, which is funny. But yeah, so I've pulled some more cards for you guys. And again, a message of slowing down, not rushing into any decisions, not allowing that energy that you feel, or when you have a great idea to, instantly just go after it and do what you need to do. And I don't want to necessarily say that because I don't think it's about you guys not doing what you want to do or not pursuing this creative idea or visions that you have for yourself. But I think just not. Okay, so using your higher wisdom is what's really going to help guide you here. And not giving into, but actually learning to recognize your subconscious beliefs that you have about yourself, the limiting thoughts that you have, and not isolating yourself as you pursue your dreams. Not even if it is a solo vision and no one else can share the vision with you, don't be afraid to share it with people around you. Even if you're afraid that they won't get it or they won't understand, I think just sharing it can even help you make sense of it more as well and find more direction, because you'll find when other people start quizzing you or questioning on the vision that you have for yourself, you might think like, oh wait, I don't actually know exactly what I want to happen there, or I want that to look like or feel like, or the exact message that I want to give. So maybe I should actually take the time to think about that, and it will help build that brand for yourself and solidify the vision for yourself, because of other people's critiques or other people's questions that they may have. It can actually help you better yourself in the long run. And I think as well, releasing control will really help you find more of that peace, love, and joy that you are looking for in your life. And the patience as well, knowing that things take time, they just do. Not overworking yourself as well, if that's a habit that you have, but giving yourself the time to relax and contemplate and just be with nothing, do nothing, like just be in silence and meditate for a bit as well, things like that. So let me take a look at your oracle cards now, actually. Yeah, okay, that's oh wow, perfect. Very much reiterating everything I've just mentioned here. So you guys have the TikTok card, you have the Take a Walk card, and the Snake Spirit with Time to Heal. So let's go to Snake Spirit with Time to Heal here. So yeah, Time to Heal basically is about those subconscious patterns and beliefs that you have about yourself, the feeling, especially if you are someone who feels like they're not successful or not productive, if there are no external validations or there's nothing to prove externally of all the hard work that you've been putting in. So for example, you've planted the seed and you know you're watering it every single day, and you know you're nourishing the soil and doing whatever you need to do every single day, but everyone else around you just knows that there might be a seed in the ground, but they don't actually know the work that you're putting in every single day. But you do, and that's enough. So healing that pattern or thinking or belief that you have about yourself, that if there is no external manifestation of the hard work you're putting in, it doesn't mean that you are lazy or that you are unsuccessful or that you haven't done anything. Again, with the desert card, I think it was the desert card at the beginning. It was like, allow people to think, allow people to wonder what you are doing, wonder what you are getting up to. That's completely fine. They don't need to know. They don't need to see the results straight away. You know you're putting in the work and you know you're going to get there. So yeah, healing your subconscious beliefs around productivity and relating that to your self-worth, because I think a lot of us in the society have productivity wounds and feeling like if we're not putting energy or effort into something all the time, then we'll never be successful or nothing will ever come with it, you know? And then we also do have take a walk here. So that really relates to what I'm talking about. Sometimes you guys need to just do nothing. Sometimes you need that silence to reconnect with nature, reconnect with the bigger picture. Because it's more than just making money. It's more than just having something to say like, hey, look what I've done. Look what I've built for myself. Sometimes it's just about connecting to the earth, to nature, to Mother Gaia particularly, and just releasing yourself of expectation by spending some time alone in quiet, no distractions, no phone. You're not taking a picture for Instagram. You're not scrolling on TikTok as you're walking around. You're literally just you and the air and the birds and the breeze, like taking it all in that way is really going to help you find more joy and peace in your life. And that TikTok card really, again, talks about the energy of divine timing and allowing things to happen as they're meant to happen, not becoming afraid of the waiting period, and trusting that your spiritual team always has your back. Spirit always has your back, and time is not slipping away. There's always enough time. There's always enough time to get where you want to go, to do what you want to do, and achieve what you want to achieve. Time is not necessarily linear. It's not like one day after the next, even though as humans it can feel like that. It's a lot more complicated and bigger than that. It almost doesn't even exist. Like your soul has probably lived so many lifetimes, seen so many things that your soul would be like, girl, or boy, or whatever. I just say girl, sorry. It's not a gender thing, it's just me saying that. They're like, girl, do you even know how much we've seen? Like, do you know how many times we've been here? Do you know how many times we've done this? Like, it's a breeze. This is easy. This waiting period, this time right now, this slowed energy is nothing. We should be enjoying this, because one day our life is going to be so hectic, so busy, and we're going to wish that we had this time again. So let's just enjoy it for what it is. And yeah, when our time is coming, our time will come. It will come when it comes. So your energy is really making me want to just read the snake spirit card for you guys, which I will do. You know, sometimes there's more, on some readings more than others, I feel like I should directly read the message from the oracle book. But yeah, so today's just the snake spirit message. So all of us need healing at times. And when snake spirit appears, it is time to repair, renew, and replenish yourself and your vulnerable heart. Self-care and maintenance work are needed so that your vitality can arise. Give yourself the space to nourish your own well-being. Vulnerability is necessary for friendships and partnerships to work, which means all of us will have tender emotions at times. Be gentle with yourself and others now. Shed the past and step into a new way of being, for vitality is rising in you. And then also the message of no matter how much you may have lost or how you have been disappointed, you are called by Snake Spirit to shed the past and practice radical self-acceptance now. Only by forgiving yourself can you move on, regardless of whether anyone else is ready for healing. Celebrate together how far all of you have come in your healing journey and all that you have created. Unburden yourself of anything that no longer supports wellness, prosperity, positive relationships, and well-being, and open the door for healing to occur. This may be a good time to honor the work you have done to heal, grow, and repair any damage within you, within those you care about, and within your community. Okay, I think that was a cute message. It's actually interesting how it talks about having vulnerability in your friendships and partnerships for them to work. And with this Three of Cups cards, I think it is really how you guys can find more peace in your life at the moment is to share your emotions and feelings and difficulties with those around you so that you can feel more connected and just feel more supported as well on a earthly basis. So yeah guys, that is everything that I have for you. If you enjoyed the video and it resonated with you, then please let me know by commenting down below or giving this video a thumbs up. It will be muchly appreciated. I mostly post spiritual and lifestyle content. If you are interested in any of those things, then you can subscribe to my channel down below as well. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Okay, hi those of you who chose option number 2 with the rose quartz crystal here. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to just start off with a bit of an energy check-in and just kind of see what energy that you're in at the moment as you come to this reading to help you decide whether this pile or option or reading today is for you. So I have the song, well, I've had the song in my head as I was like just about to start pulling cards for your reading. It's How Much Can a Heart Take, I think it's called, by Yaba and Lucky Day, I want to say. I'll link it down below because I feel like you guys could benefit from hearing that song, even if it is just like the vibe of the song or it makes you think of something like that. You guys do have the Lovers card here in reverse actually. Death and Rebirth, the Wheel, ooh, 3 major arcana I've just noticed, and the Page of Pentacles. So a feeling I do have as I look at your spread is you guys might be in an energy of trying to ground yourself, trying to find or reconnect to the earth in some way. You guys might be very like logical people, and it's when you're in kind of like an emotional headspace, it's not very pleasant for you, which is why I feel like you guys are trying to ground yourself or trying to find some kind of stability in your life again. With the Wheel here, I just feel like there's a lot going on. Like there's a lot that you might feel that is out of your control. This could be a person or a relationship as well that is causing you to feel in a bit of like being in a disarray. Sometimes I use words and I'm like, I don't know why I chose to use that word, but sure. So Death and Rebirth here in reversed. So I feel like there is a change that is, it's almost like an initiation of a change that is wanting to come into your life. And it's for you to be accepting of the change, because as much as things might be like divinely guided or things might be fated or whatever word you want to use, it's also like we have to accept that as well. We have to like acknowledge it and be like, okay, yeah, I want to accept this energy into my life. I'm open to going through this transformation period or stuff like that, because you still have free will. So you could really choose not to do this. I feel like you're on the precipice of like deciding whether you're going to go down this path of, it might be a bit more like a spiritual enlightenment. Why am I struggling to find words? More like a spiritual path, and a kind of path that might awaken something within you that once it's awake, you cannot shut back off. It's a bit like Pandora's box. Like once you open, once you open this box, it's not something that you can close again. Or once you turn on the tap, it's not going, you can't turn it back off. It might be to do with a person that kind of lights this flame within you, with the flame card here, lights this feeling that it feels familiar spiritually, it feels familiar on a soul level, but in your kind of like human form, it feels very ungrounding as well, because it might be something that you've not experienced before or you felt before. It also talks about the flame as being the feeling of feeling connected to our purpose and knowing that life is a sacred gift. It says those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. So yeah, it's almost like this energy that you guys are in of trying to acknowledge, or deciding whether to acknowledge, this new energy that is building within you. I kind of can't find the words for it, and that could be how you guys feel as well, as like it's difficult to describe because it's not something that you have the words for, really, especially not right now. You don't have the vocabulary to describe the energy that is here. And I heard the word risk. So doing this might feel like it's a risk to you. Embarking on this kind of spiritual journey feels like a risk. Another thing is a feeling of clarity. So this is why I feel like there's almost this dual energy here of feeling ungrounded, but also that everything is making sense. This is so hard for me to make sense, like explain myself. And again, you guys might feel this way, where on one hand, it doesn't make sense, and it feels a bit like I don't really know what's going on. I don't know exactly what this is. Again, it could relate to a person as well. Like you don't really know what this relationship is, or where it would go, or why I feel this way with this person. But also at the same time, I feel so at peace within myself. I feel like there's this homely feeling, or this openness or truth that washes over me as I am looking through this door, of possibility, or as I am engaging in a conversation with this person, or as I get to know this person, or something like that. It doesn't have to be a person. Again, it could just feel like a spiritual path that you're embarking on. I'm just going to pull a couple more cards for your current energy, and then we'll move into how you can find more peace, love, and joy in your life. Yeah, so again, what I really get here is that energy of the push and pull that you're feeling, of knowing that there's more to explore, knowing that there's more out there, feeling intuitively connected. Like there's just something more here. You can't quite put your fingers on it. But also feeling or believing that by entering the path, it also brings an ungrounded feeling. something like you might be leaving behind, or it's almost like leaving behind the material world to explore the spiritual world for a bit, and being worried that all the material things that you've built for yourself up till now might disappear as you enter this new journey. And still really wanting that balance to come to be present in your life, but not quite knowing if it will be there if you make the decision to explore this spiritual truth or explore this connection or this energy deeper. Okay, so that's what all I can make sense of your current energy. I don't know how many of you guys this is going to relate to, because I feel like I'm not even really completely understanding it, but it could just be that you guys are kind of having like a dualistic mindset right now, two competing, I feel like there is actually a word for that, two competing beliefs right now. But yeah, let me move on to, you guys can decide whether that feels like your energy or not, and I'm going to move on into how you guys can find more peace, love, and joy into your life now. Okay, interesting. So I have pulled clarifiers for, so I have pulled clarifiers as well, but you guys can only see the initial card pull on the screen. It just makes it easier for me. But if I talk about any other cards, then that would be why. So the Empress card, starting off the spread here. You actually forget about the Empress card for a moment. You have the Two of Wands reverse, and then you also have Two of Pentacles reverse. The Two of Pentacles is clarifying the Empress card. And again, it kind of talks about that indecision that you might be feeling, a lack of balance, or a little bit of a lack of direction of which direction to go in. Do I go down this spiritual path? Do I go down this kind of ungrounded avenue? Or do I just stick to what I know? Just give me a moment as I get into this energy. Let me see what's going on here. I feel like if you guys have been through kind of a healing period of time previously, then there's a message for you guys to take what you've learnt about yourself and during that healing process or time and apply it to this decision. Like, would it go against everything you've learned to make, like, does one of these decisions basically go against everything that you've learned or everything that you've come to understand about yourself? For example, if you're someone who always shies away from a challenge or something that appears ungrounded or that appears like it might be a little bit different or scary than what you've previously known, if you're someone who's always shied away from that, then maybe it's time, and you've known that about yourself, maybe this time it's time to make a decision where you really go towards it because there's something there that will benefit you. And then vice versa, if you're someone who always goes towards the ungrounded option, then maybe it's time that you took the option that is a bit more stable. Although I do think a lot of you guys will be fitting in the first category. I don't know. Because here with the High Priestess, we have the Nine of Wands clarifying it, which talks about be feeling fear, a fear of the unknown. Because the High Priestess can tap into kind of like the unseen. She's between both worlds. She has access to both worlds. And I think there's a guardedness for you guys to almost, in the imagery of the nine of Wands that I have out here, she's behind a very short fence. Like, she could easily step over this fence. And I feel like that's the energy for you guys of how you can find more peace, love, and joy in your life, is to really just take the leap of faith, step over the fence. It's not that high. It's not going to be as difficult as you think it is to kind of embark on this new journey and to really take in the insights that this path will give you. There's a lot of water energy here. There's a lot of wands and passion. It's very emotive. So again, you guys might be very logical people, and it might be uncomfortable for you to tap into this energy or to feel comfortable in this energy, basically. But that's what it's asking of you, to get into that emotional depth and step away from the more logical, step away from what your five senses can tell you, but tapping into your sixth sense. What does your intuition tell you? What does your body tell you as well with the Empress here? It's like everything is connected. You're not separate from. The Six of Swords energy here with the moon. This is a little bit confusing. Let me just see a moment. Can you clarify the Six of Swords for those reading the rose quartz here, please? What are the Six of Swords here? Or how they can find more peace, love, and joy in their life. The Sun. Okay, so with the Six of Swords here, how you guys can find more peace, love, and joy in your life is literally moving towards happiness. What is making you feel fulfilled? What is bringing you joy, excitement, even? What makes you feel the most connected on a soul level to yourself and to others? That's what's going to help you find this peace and happiness that you're looking for, and this love that you're looking for, including self-love, right? I think accepting this new beginning that is being offered to you, because you've got the Ace of Pentacles that's come out here, and it's like you're being given a gift from the universe. It's not a trick. It's not something to like trip you up or anything like that. It's a very stable, honest gift, and all you need to do is take it. Drop your ego, drop your fears, and step into the unknown almost. We have Justice reverse. Why is Justice reversed? Where's Justice reversed? You guys also have a lot of masculine energy here. So you might be someone who operates more in the masculine of like practicality, of doesn't matter what gender you are, by the way. Of thinking very like logically and like step by step, and thinking very much like I need to provide for everything, and very monetary wise, and doesn't really know how to tap into the feminine energy of like just trusting that things will work out. It's almost like an over control, because you fear that if you don't have everything in place, then everything will like fall apart. If you go down this path, if you explore this connection or this avenue, that all your other areas of your life will fall apart, like your career would fall apart, or almost like it's a bit like when you have a spiritual awakening, or when you have a realization that the job that you're doing isn't fulfilling, or that something just triggers something where you're like, oh my god, how did I get here? It's almost like you wake up in your life and you're like, how did I get here? And it's scary, because it's like, well, now I'm dissatisfied with where I'm at. Now I'm dissatisfied with what my life looks like. Whereas I was completely fine before, or I felt like I was fine before, but my dissatisfaction now is so immense that I can't not look further. I can't not explore this, or I can't not quit my job. And that is terrifying to me, because if I do all those things, how am I going to support myself? How am I going to support my family? How am I going to, like, who's going to, or will I lose my friends? You know, like all these different questions of stepping into the unknown. I think that's where you guys are at and struggling with. But the way that you're going to find this peace, love, and joy in your life at the moment is by dropping all those anxieties. I know it's very easy for me to say that, but it's not as easy to do. And I think even if you are feeling anxious or worried or scared of what could happen, it's like doing it anyway. Like feel the fear and do it anyway is more so what I mean here. And kind of ignoring or quietening that egoic voice, the voice that tells you like that you won't be able to support yourself or your family if you go down this path, that you won't be successful, or especially again if it relates to a relationship, that nothing will come of this, or your heart will be broken, or yeah, etc., etc. You'll go back to the start again, of like a heartbreak where you feel like, all right, I'm right back to the start of where I'm right back to where I started right now, and it feels terrible, like that kind of fear. And your guidance is to just do it anyway. Do it despite the fear. So let's look at your oracle cards anyway. So you guys have milk and honey. You have massage here as your self-care oracle card. And you have porcupine spirit with time for a beginner mindset. I think it's quite funny that it's a porcupine because I'm pretty sure porcupines like have their little spikes up when they get afraid. So this is almost like your character right now of put down your little sharp, I don't know what they're called, needles or whatever they are. Put down your little sharp needles, yeah, and let spirit in. Let the universe take you on this ride. Because it's like milk and honey. It's beautiful. It's going to feel great. It's going to feel like, if you guys see the imagery of this milk and honey card, and there's like an elephant playing in this beautiful concoction, and the rainbow is shining over you. Rainbow shining over you. Is that an Espa Southern song? That's when your dreams will all come true. Do 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 do, and for each other. I got you and you got me. So reach up for the stars. Climb every mountain higher. Reach up for the stars. Follow your heart's desire. Definitely relates to your reading. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me any different. All right, so, and also with the massage energy here, it's about connecting to those pressure points in your body. Like physically, it would benefit you. You guys would find more peace if you did go get a massage, or you asked someone to maybe massage you, or you buy one of those things that you can help massage yourself, just to kind of like release tension that is being built up in your body. Is really going to be important for you. I want to read your porcupine card actually. The number 8 might be significant to you as well. If I find like anything that relates to the number 8 and your reading, I will link it down below. I always link any like additional messages that I've seen in your reading down below if you are interested in like delving a little bit deeper into your pile as well. Okay, so it did come out in the protection message way, which I will read a little bit of because I can see that it relates to your pile still. Oh, sorry if that was a bit quieter. Anyway, but I am also drawn to this oracle message, which is the general message, so I will read a bit of that as well. So it says, when porcupine spirit calls your name, you're being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and to approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old confining stories no longer have a hold on you. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Look at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you've been seeking, whether it is a relationship, an opportunity, or evidence that you have all you need right now to co-create what you desire. Who knew? Porcupine asks you to be playful and have a childlike curiosity. There is so much waiting for you that you have yet to discover. Yeah, see, like taking this route, going down this option that appears the most scary. Even if it is like, I know I keep talking about a spiritual option, but I just got another message that it actually could be a job or something that you've never done before. And it appears out of your comfort zone and a bit scary, but you're curious about it. And actually taking the route to explore it a little bit deeper will show you things about yourself that you probably wouldn't have seen if you didn't take that option. And also another message is clarifying what I've been talking about of feeling prickly and defensive lately and assuming you will be hurt before you've seen any signs that such a reaction is called for. Perhaps an old sense of guilt and shame is causing you to be cynical and wary when you're meant to be open and curious. Self-protection is a good thing, but you may be protecting yourself from something that will not actually harm you, but instead will bring you abundance. I love that because you had the Ace of Pentacles, which is the epitome of a new beginning that brings abundance. Happiness and love, abundance, happiness, and love. Remember your innocence and you will see what you have been overlooking. Porcupine quills, oh, that's what they're called, quills, not noodles, are filled with air, allowing a porcupine to float on water. Now is the time to let your innocent nature keep you buoyant. Which is interesting because you have the Six of Swords here, which is literally a boat, a woman on a boat on water, being pulled by birds, which to me, birds are always like a very spiritual entity or animal, whatever. Very spiritual guidance. So it's like your spiritual team, your guides, universe, whatever you personally connect to, are pulling you along this journey. And you're going to be taken to a place that you could have never expected, but in a good way. Like, you're going to feel so fulfilled here. Because the thing is, this milk and honey card, literally, so many cards in your spread actually, are such positive omens that if you guys could feel or see the way that I see this energy, you guys would not be afraid of taking this leap of faith because, yeah, you just know that it's all going to be fine. And I just hope that you guys can really start to feel that and see that. So yeah, guys, that is the end of this reading that I have for you. If it resonated with you, please let me know by commenting down below or giving this video a thumbs up. It really does help me out. I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content. If you're interested, there you can subscribe down below if you want. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Hi there, option number 3. Those of you who chose the Aragonite and also picked up the Citron crystal for you guys as well. Yeah, sometimes I just feel drawn to 2 crystals at the same time and it's like I can't choose between either. So if you have any Aragonite or Citron available, you might want to just bring that a little bit, you know, use that a little bit more in your life or something. Why I'm drawn to it at the moment. Yeah, very different. So first of all, we are looking at your kind of overall energy, just doing a little bit of an energy check-in to make sure that you guys are on the right pile for yourself, or whether you guys can, like, you know if this reading is going to resonate with you or not. So yeah, very different energy from the other piles that I've done so far. It's very like, wow. Like, I was putting these cards, I'm just like, wow. And then you also had the Hunter come out here, which I'm not surprised about. This is very much so hunter-gatherer energy here. Very leadership. Oh, wow. Just wow. Wow, wow, wow. Very self-assured. You guys are in an energy of real empowerment. Real empowerment here. Even I'm drawn to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this because I know YouTube is very strict on like kind of like nudity and stuff like that or whatever on certain images. And yeah, but on the Judgment card here, the 3 people at the bottom are the one in the middle, the little child in the middle, the way that it's standing so confidently, I feel the most drawn to this individual in this card, represented in this card, as almost like it's not afraid of the judgment. It's not afraid of the wisdom, of the power that is being offered to it, or that it's witnessing right now, I could say. It's like there's a very clear vision and drive with you guys right now. You know where you want. This is, again, very different to the first options, because the first options kind of didn't really know where they wanted to go, but you guys are like the opposite of that. It's a very clear direction, very strong. You have the King of Wands here as well, who is just commanding this space and this energy, as well as the Fool card, who is just ready to begin and embark on this journey of life and whatever it brings. Interestingly, you have the Unseen, which I'm going to just see if I can get a bit more about this coming in here. So we cannot see it, yet it sees us, watching and waiting with wisdom, both kind and instructive. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit it, then doubt its existence, though it rallies our attention time and time again. The energy of the unseen may come in many forms: a compelling dream, a sudden insight, a clear voice, a vision or message from a loved one who has passed the other side. It is natural to fear this communication as they challenge our perception of what is real. So your guides are near and the eternal is present. But it's so interesting that as I look at this Judgment card, which kind of embodies that energy of the unseen for you guys, I really feel that you don't feel afraid of this at this moment in time. You feel very confident in at least its acknowledgement of its existence. Funny enough, your energy is very masculine as well. It's almost a competing energy, because the unseen more so gravitates towards a bit of the feminine energy of being very like trusting in the things that you cannot see, or that kind of goes beyond our senses. So, and then you have the hunter energy here, which is very masculine. It's about going after something and making sure that you're coming home with the hunt, basically. Like you're going out to provide, to get what you need to get. There's no coming back empty-handed in a way. So for me, this really feels as if you guys are in an energy that is very balanced for yourself. It's very balanced in terms of its masculine and feminine as well. Very connected to each other. This is not one is out of touch with the other. You guys could be, your gender could be like a man, just because there is just a lot of masculine imagery here, but it doesn't actually have to be. Of course, it doesn't have to be. You could just be in a very like action orientated, very driven, focused energy right now. And that's kind of what I see. It's very clear. I'm going to pull some more cards for your energy check-in, but it is a very clear message. I do also want to say that it feels like you're at the start of this. It feels very fresh and new. It doesn't feel like you're in the grit of whatever it is you're trying to find. It's almost like the beginning of the hunt, of the excitement, of gathering your equipment, of making the plan and setting the destination or the area that you would be hunting in. But it's not like you're in the hunt right now, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a very beginner mindset or energy here, very fresh. But yeah, let me pull some more cards and see what else we get for your current energy, to see if this further clarify if this reading is going to be for you. Okay, so more cards coming out, and we've got the Two of Cups and the Queen of Wands here, which is very interesting. So there's this counterpart energy happening here. And again, even if it's not about another person as such. I did mention that you guys feel very balanced in your masculine and feminine energy, and this is just clarifying that for us, is that your energy right now is extremely balanced. It's very level-headed. You've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Hangman in reverse. I feel as actually again a message that this feels like a shift in mindset, a way of doing things. And I think this is coming from, again, the fact that you have this duality and you're really homed it in that, you know. So maybe previously, that's what I'm trying to say, is like previously you might have been very much masculine based, of like trying to take action, go, 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 go. Or previously you used to be very feminine based, where you were very relaxed and you didn't really know where to put your energy. You were very unsure, well, yada, 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 etc., etc. But now that both of your different, like your yin and your yang are perfectly aligned, I just need to sneeze, sorry. Now that they are perfectly aligned, it's like almost shifted your perspective of how to go about things. And it's meaning that you don't have to work as hard to get what you want. I'm going to quickly clarify the Eight of Pentacles just to clarify that message, but I think that is what it's trying to tell us. Hold on. I see you relying more on your emotions and intuition to guide you forwards now, whereas before maybe you relied heavily on logic. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go into your, what is it now? How you guys can find more peace, love, and joy in your life. You guys feel very balanced. So I wonder what messages we are going to get out here. I don't know if it'll be, I wonder if it'll be as intense as the other ones that we've seen, as I've got so far, but yeah. Okay, interesting spread. Interesting spread here. So you got 2 5s, and then a lot of emotional. Again, you have quite. I don't remember if I mentioned this before about having a lot of emotion present in your reading. I can't remember if that was you guys actually. But there are a lot of emotions present again now for how you guys can find more love, peace, and joy in your life. I feel like it's a message of learning from the past, like not getting caught up in romance or relationships. But now that you guys have this balance between the masculine and feminine, really implementing that and finding balance within your relationships, not overgiving, not becoming overwhelmed by other people, not becoming like swooned and, you know, like so basically what I've done, sorry, I've just kind of just cut off that that message there, but I'll come back to it. I've just taken an image of the first cards that I pulled here, but I've also have pulled clarifiers for each of the cards. So if I'm talking about any extra cards, that would be why. So why I'm saying that is because when I'm talking about not becoming like swooned or losing yourself in another person, is that you have the Lovers card, which is clarified by the Tower card here, and also the Knight of Cups clarified by the Temperance. So how you guys can find more joy, peace, and love in your life is just actually by creating more balance between yourself and others, creating stronger boundaries and a stronger foundation that won't be corrupted by, I guess, things going wrong. Or I hope this makes sense. It makes sense in my mind, but I feel like I'm not explaining it properly. So first of all, for some of you guys, this is about another person, like an actual other person you might be involved with, or you might be getting involved with. And for others of you, this is actually just your particular energy between your masculine and feminine energy, and just learning how to navigate between the both of them, how to do the push and pull action well, how to create the right kind of balance and a flow between them both, like knowing when to take action, when to push, and when to come back and trust in the universe and to take things a little bit slower. So with the Ace of Cups here, you could be having a new opportunity in love. Maybe there are people coming into your life right now who are going to be like pursuing you. um I was singing some lyrics before, but I can't remember what the song was. It wasn't really a proper song. It was just words that were in my mind. But it was something about being like feeling very attractive or being very attracted to other people because of your energy that you're in right now, because you're so like empowered and almost whole on your own. It's attracting a lot of people into your life. That's what I feel like. And how you guys can find this joy, peace, and love in your life, or continue it, is to actually continue to focus on yourself and not give your power away to others, not invest too much in others too quickly, but to really just take your time. And again, make sure that that foundation has been built properly, and not being afraid to just invest in yourself first and foremost, because that's what's got you to this point. That's what's got you to this point of being so energetically attractive and being so empowered and stuff like that. So let me see, the Five of Wands, yours is clarified by the Eight of Cups right now. Again, I feel like this is that push and pull, because the Five of Wands can be about, you know, competition and fighting and really trying to get your point across. And then you have the Eight of Cups here where it's like, yeah, I'm not, like, I'm walking away from this. Something's missing, something's not quite right here, and I'm going to walk away. Or there's more that I need to create the right kind of stability. It's almost like I need an extra cup here so that it can look the way I want it to look. So again, the message of kind of navigating the push and pull between, especially if there are people coming into your life who are wanting your attention, stuff like that. Knowing when to put a little bit of effort in and then when to draw away and be like, nah, actually this one's not for me. Actually, this situation's not for me. And stuff like that. Again, if it's not to do with anyone else, it is just to do with your own kind of energy, when to put that action in to whatever you're doing, and when to just draw yourself back a bit, or when to even just completely walk away as well. So with the Five of Cups here and the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's really about not getting caught up in like past dramas or past situations that have left you feeling without, that has contributed to a feeling of like loss or abandonment, or like a misplaced kind of energy, almost like a wasted energy or something like that, you know, like in the past maybe where you've put effort into people and they've just not done the same for you. Again, that kind of over giving energy. And so how you guys can find more peace, love, and joy in your life is basically by not allowing that to happen again, by really setting boundaries with people, by taking things slowly, and really paying attention to the conflicts that are happening when they are happening, so that you can make the right decision for you of whether you need to walk away or whether it's something that you should be putting energy into and actually, we'll call it, fighting for. So I'm going to pull some more cards. Okay, so this is literally about basically not giving in to situations that cause a lot of like emotional upheaval. Like, you guys really need to be focused on whatever is making you happy, whatever is bringing that emotional fulfillment. People and situations that are tender with you and you can be tender with. And again, patience really being important here. You guys might have some fire energy in your chart, or you may be very passionate or giving in relationships. And how you guys can find more peace, love, and joy in your life is by making sure that every single situation that you're in is an equal give and take. Like no one person is given more than the other, or no one person is putting more effort in or time in than the other. And also that you're not becoming like there's not a lot of conflict in the situation as well, which is I kind of was straying away from saying, because I mean like all relationships have some kind of conflict in there just because people are brought up differently and stuff like that. And that kind of getting to know each other phase can kind of bring a little bit of conflict. But I think it's when the conflict becomes like to this 5 of Wands, like there's different opinions and like it's just not a very nice situation, and your emotions are really feeling very overwhelmed and stuff like that. So long as you feel like you're in a place of feeling emotionally fulfilled, then you are going to be finding more joy and peace in your life. Also trusting in your intuition, especially when it comes to investing in things for the future, investing in people that you think you could have a future with, trusting in that intuitive nudge and voice, and trying not to overthink things, or trying not to almost think too far ahead as well, like not getting anxious or worked up about things that haven't happened yet, or things that could potentially happen but actually aren't existing right now. Like for example, you meet someone and like you're thinking instantly, okay, but is this the one? Is this the person I'm gonna have children with? Is this person I'm gonna marry? Is this the person I'm gonna live in my future home with? Like rather than thinking about all those things, just kind of flowing with it and tapping a bit more into that feminine of just like, seeing what the vibe is. Like, are they treating me with respect? Is this person putting effort in? Are they matching my energy in the right way? Do I feel emotionally fulfilled right now? Or do I feel like there's just too much conflict going on? Like, we're always just fighting over something, or we're always disagreeing over something. If that feels like your energy with someone, then it's probably time to walk away. But if it's, you're feeling very emotionally fulfilled on the opposite end of the scale, then yeah, feel free to invest a bit more into them. But again, not investing to a point where it becomes unbalanced, where you feel like you are actually overgiving and not receiving, like your cup isn't staying full. You guys need to make sure that your cup is always staying full, even if that means that you stop giving to the connection, but you and then you start giving to yourself. Again, I feel like I've described that as 100% wrong. What I mean is, like, say obviously relationships aren't always going to be 50-50. Like some people had a hard day at work and you've got to give a bit more energy than the other person and all that kind of thing. Like it's never going to be 100% like 50-50. But what I mean is, like, you don't want to feel drained in this situation or with this person. You want to feel like even if you have been giving a little bit more than usual, that person is also doing little things to help fill up your cup, or at the very least, you are doing things to help fill up your cup. You're going to get your hair done, you're going to get your nails done, or you're just like, I don't know, doing things for you basically, regardless of the situation. You're always putting yourself first. It might seem selfish, but you guys are probably one of those people that need to have that mindset, because your default is to put others before yourselves. So if you always try and think of yourself first, naturally you will actually start to attract people who are also going to put you first and who are going to want to put effort into you because they can see that you are actually taking care of yourself. Okay, what I'm going to do now is pull your oracle cards and see a little bit more about how you guys can find more joy, peace and love in your life. Okay, so for your oracle cards, you guys have time for a nap, you have music, and you have horse spirit with freedom is yours. So with time for a nap here, I feel like this really contributes to the notion of the fact that you guys need to make sure that you're giving to yourself, that you're taking a break, you're taking a rest, whether this is like about your career, your love life, just life in general. Make sure that you are tapping into, or you're giving attention to that feminine energy within you that needs to take a break sometimes, that needs to take a step back and focus on themselves and their own physical body and well-being. Because when you give to yourself, you also help other people in a weird way. It's like the more you actually focus on yourself and value yourself and invest in yourself, the more you can help others. It can help inspire them to do the same. It helps people. What was the word am I trying to find? It helps attract people towards you, and also it gives you the energy to then go and put effort into others as well, because your cup is nice and full, right? So with music here, you guys could really be into listening to some music to help empower you, to lift you up, to help shift some of that energy and also invoke a positive energy within you. A little bit of self promo, but I did actually just post a affirmations playlist video on YouTube. So if you are interested in finding some songs that can kind of give you that feeling of self empowerment and add that to your own playlist, or if you want to listen to the whole playlist, then I'll put it on the screen right now and I will link it down below for you guys to check out if you want to. The number 3 could be really important for you guys as well. I will leave down below the significance of the number 3 and the number 6 as well. And yeah, so horse spirit, freedom is yours. Before I read the message, I do feel like as well that this horse spirit card is really about you taking back your power and knowing that you are always free to do as you please. Like, you have no obligation to anyone, whether or not you are married, whether or not you have children, whatever it is. I'm not saying like go and abandon them or anything, because I don't think you would want to do that. But I mean, like, a lot of the times we can kind of get in the mindset of feeling like we have too much responsibility, or everything is on us, or I can't do that because I've got this person and this person who's counting on me. But ultimately, you have the power, you have the freedom, is always yours. And I think just owning that kind of mindset was really going to help you guys find more joy, peace, and love in your life. So here with the protection message, it actually says, are you feeling stuck? Has your spirit been broken by challenges you have faced? Your current choices may not seem the best, but you are not seeing the clearing ahead when you break free and run. Whatever your choices right now, they can lead you to exhilarating freedom. So trust the guidance of spirit. Horse spirit is here to tell you that adventure calls, and you will soon realize your power is greater than you think. Perhaps your frustration and feelings of being fenced in are the result of being too much on your high horse, unwilling to come down to earth and join the herd that wants to support you. Being in control and in charge can be overrated. It's time to loosen up, drop the reins, let go, and prance with others just for the fun of it. So yeah, when it says being too in charge and stuff, that's you going too far into your masculine energy there, or feeling like you need to provide, of you need to protect everyone, of you need to do this and do that, and you have this responsibility to do, and action. It's like, okay, yeah, that's fair enough, but so long as you can find the balance between that and also, oh, I feel really tired and overwhelmed right now, and actually, do you know what? I'm gonna have a nice bath, and I'm gonna make myself a really nice meal, and I'm going to just hang out with my friends for a bit, or my family for a bit, and watch a good film. Or I'm gonna actually tell this person exactly how I feel. Like, you know, when your friends ask how are you, and you kind of just be like, yeah, I'm good, how are you? It's like, no, but today I'm kind of feeling a bit, I can't really handle how I feel right now. And I think it would be better if I shared that with someone, even if they can't 100% help me. I think just having that off my chest and out in the open will help me feel better. So when my friend asks how I'm feeling today, I'm just going to say like, hey, do you know what? I'm not feeling the best today. This has happened and this has gone on. And yeah, I'll be fine. But I just needed to, share that with you. And that kind of thing, finding the balance between the two. 24. Let's see this one. So yeah, here again. So some of you guys might be tapping too much into your masculine, because this card reads, are you a human being? Oh, sorry, it says, you are a human being, not a human doing. Is it possible you're suffering from workaholism? Could you be the one who thinks it's your job to save everyone, to be there for everyone, and to go, go, go until you can barely see straight? You've gone as far as you can. You've worked hard and nourished people and projects, but now you are an empty well and have no reserves for others or for yourself. Don't let your ego keep you going full speed when your body and spirit needs rest. Exhaustion is calling you to stop what you're doing altogether and take a break. Yeah, so when I'm talking about that ego as well, that feeling of ego comes up in the Five of Wands card, where our ego sometimes tells us that we need to keep going, that we won't be successful if we don't keep going, the bills won't get paid if we don't keep going. That's all the ego talking. That's not reality. Because the unseen, the things that you may not be directly in your eyesight, but are still working with you, co-creating with you, are really making things happen to keep you up, keep you keep you afloat and support you and uplift you as you take those breaks, as you relax, as you enter back into that feminine energy again. I hope I didn't overcomplicate that message and it did make sense for you guys of how you can find more peace, love, and joy in your life. I do think you are actually doing quite well in terms of finding that balance, as I saw with your energy check-in. But I think this is just like a reiteration of, you know, making sure that you're checking in with yourself and making sure that you're not overworking and you're taking the time to relax and stuff like that. If you enjoyed this video and it resonated with you, please give this video a nice big thumbs up and comment down below letting me know how it resonated with you. If you are new here and enjoy lifestyle or spiritual content, then that is what I post, and you can subscribe down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Hi there, option number 4. Those of you who chose the Selenite wand, welcome to your reading. So we're going to start off by doing a little bit of an energy check-in, just so you guys can reconfirm if this reading is going to be for you, or at least this pile is going to be for you. You might want to go to a different one if it's not completely feeling like your energy. So, interesting spread. It's interesting to compare your archetype cards that have come out, which is the Maiden and the Eternal Child, with your spread here as your energy check-in. I wonder if you guys are kind of battling between, again, this, I feel like this happens when I do 4 piles, is that 2 of them are very similar to each other and then the other 2 are very similar to each other. So this is giving a very similar vibe to option number 3. So you guys might have been drawn to that as well. I think it was option number 3, or maybe it was option number 2 actually. I can't quite remember now thinking about it. Either one of those. It might have been option number 2 actually. Where there's a bit of a toss-up between, or a push and pull between being open and like showing yourself off or being seen in some way, and also hiding away or wanting to hide parts of yourself away. So for example, this could be like, say, being on social media and wanting to actually go into like influencing or creating on social media or something on a public scale, versus you actually being quite an introverted person maybe, and maybe you're not someone who is very like open about things in your life or stuff like that. So there could be kind of like a push and pull between these 2 kind of ideas that you have about yourself. Like sometimes you like to be out in the open and sometimes you actually don't want to be perceived. Like, I don't want to be perceived today, you know? So battling between those 2 kind of ideas. I see you guys moving towards a vision that you have for yourself. I feel like you've really started to implement, like when I'm looking at these wands cards, I just feel that all these wands are almost like a stick in the foundation, a part of the foundation that you're building for yourself. So whereas a lot of the options before kind of had this beginner mindset or beginner energy, yours feels very much feels more so like you've been doing this for a little while now. Like, at least you have implemented a lot of pieces of the puzzle. I hope this makes sense. So, for example, I'm really thinking of like building a business or something. Or let's just go back to posting on social media. Like, you have started posting, I mean, you've started creating content, you've started you've made the profile, you have started posting here and there. Like, it's not as if it's just an idea for you guys, it's something that you have been trying to implement for a while. Again, it doesn't have to be the situation of social media, it could just be like, I don't know, it could be anything in general. With the hangman here and the Four of Cups reversed, I just need to mention that I have just taken the image. I've taken the image that you're seeing right now will just be like the first initial cards that I've pulled, but any clarifiers I will probably mention if you're confused as why I'm saying cards that you can't see. So basically you have the Four of Cups, which is clarifying the Hangman here. There's a lot of mental energy in your pile. Like, I feel like I'm getting a headache almost. I feel very like a lot of pressure in my head, especially as I focus on the Hangman card here. So you guys might be trying to think very logically right now. Like, it's very difficult for you to tap, or you're finding it difficult for you to tap into your emotions at this time, especially with the Four of Cups reversed. It's almost like Spirit is like, hey, here's some water to hydrate yourself. You guys also might be neglecting your health a little bit, and like you're overworking and not eating properly or not sleeping properly or stuff like that. Because it feels like Spirit's like, hey, here's some water, here's some nutrients that you need, and you're like, no, I've got to just sit here until I can get this right. Like, no, I've got too much to do. I can't do that right now. I can't sit down and just look after my body, you know? You also might be talking to a lot of people right now. Like, maybe you are collaborating a lot, or you are, um, mm, it's like if you've been given an opportunity, or you feel like something that you've been given as an opportunity, for example, you've got a job, or you have got a place in a school or something like that. That's something that feels like you really need to treasure it. You almost feel very afraid of slipping, of letting it go. Again, almost overworking yourself for fear of failure or not completing what it is you're set out to do or what you've committed to doing. And yeah, slightly wounding yourself in the process by not paying attention to your own health and your body. So let me look into these Maiden and the Eternal Child, because I want to see how this actually relates to that message. It says here, the Maiden is perfectly positioned for trouble to come her way and subjected to a challenge that leads to the next phase of womanhood. She must grow up, yet hesitates at the threshold, enamored by the charms of youth. The Maiden represents the side of us that is riveted and curious, drawn to shadowy forests, dark nights, and taking just one taste of poisonous fruit. Her magic is edgy and includes both shame and delight. Let yourself fall down the rabbit hole, young one. Okay. So I mean that relates to like the energy of the eternal child, of feeling like you're not ready, almost like Peter Pan energy. It is radiant and fearless and seeks joy above all else and at any cost. It struggles being bound to an aging body with physical limitations in a world that demands attention to detail and logistics. The eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibility and go beyond what others say. This makes the eternal child naturally popular, perhaps even famous. The eternal child glimmers, reminds of what is possible and what is magic about this precarious life. Yeah, so there's something about the way that you're living your life right now that you don't want to give up, for one, but also that doesn't appear to be 100% healthy for you. Some of you guys might have Pisces placements as well, and maybe you find yourself overindulging. Again, maybe you are at like uni, college, that kind of age where you're over drinking or you're like partying more than you think you should be. There's a lot of socialization I feel like going on here. You're meeting a lot of people and it just feels very busy. Like there's a lot going on and there's not a lot of slowing down here. So, yeah, that's the kind of energy that I get for you guys. But let's move on to how you guys can actually find some more joy, peace, and love in your life. Okay, so I've pulled your cards for how you can find more joy, peace, and love in your life. Also pulled some clarifying cards, which you won't be able to see on screen, but I'll probably mention as I talk about them or feel drawn to them. I think one of the messages here is that you are magnetic just by being you, just by being your natural, vulnerable, loving, I was about to say vulnerable again, but maybe vulnerable again, self. And maybe that's something that you're not very comfortable with sharing to the world, or you feel like there's a character or way of being that you need to exhibit for people to accept or like you in the world, or that you feel like you need to present again on this could be on social media or something like that, but that's not what's going to bring you the peace and joy and love that you are desiring and that you deserve. What's going to bring you that is really just by being your authentic self, because you already have the attributes that attract people towards you, that make people want to listen to what you've got to say, or make people want to be friends with you, appreciate your knowledge, or whatever it is that you wish to share or offer to the world or wish to be seen as. You have that naturally. You don't have to do any extra bits and pieces, like I'm kind of seeing the example of like being the class clown in school and like how that person always has to feel like they have to what's the word? Play up in the classroom and stuff like that, just to either get more attention or to hide that they're not really great at the subject or whatever it is. It's almost like this mask that people put on to create barriers between themselves and others and trying to hide who they truly are. But again, like I said, that by doing so, you're not going to be finding that peace, love, and joy that you really deserve, because you're not going to be bringing towards you the people who are properly aligned with your being. So let me get some more clarifiers here. So you actually do have a lot of feminine energy here. You have the Empress card, you had the Queen of Wands coming out to clarify the Empress, and then you've also got the Queen of Pentacles coming out now. So there was a lot of feminine energy here, which is signifying that you guys need to, again, just embrace your authentic self. Like the feminine energy attracts and draws people towards them by literally doing the bare minimum, like by just embracing wholeheartedly who they are. And again, tapping into that kind of vulnerability and passiveness so that they are open to receiving. They don't feel like they need to go out and make things happen because they know that the job's going to get done. So, yeah, you guys might feel tied to a specific perception of yourself or a perception that you feel other people have of you. And you're trying to figure out how to break free of this, how to overcome this. Which pile was it? Yeah, pile 3 is coming to mind again, where I really was touching on the fact that they really mastered the energy of masculine and feminine very well. And I feel like this is where you guys, sorry if you can hear an airplane right now, it's flying over us. I feel like this is where you guys, through this recognition of self and trying not to give into this mask or persona that you've built for yourself, by doing that and really just accepting yourself, you will start to really find the balance between your masculine and feminine energy a lot more. You won't feel as trapped in a singular identity, and you'll see how much more you have to give and offer to the world. I do see here as well that there could have been a connection or person who actually triggered a lot of these beliefs that you have about yourself, about maybe not being good enough or not being attractive, not being the things that you enjoy. It's like no one else enjoys that, like that kind of mindset that this person, through their actions or maybe just reflection of your own inner self-worth, has instilled in you or reaffirmed for you through the connection. So breaking free from that, really healing from that experience and that situation, will really help you find more peace, love, and joy in your life. Also, taking a leap of faith, of being open to new opportunities, to exploring different avenues, and exploring different options that maybe you wouldn't have looked at previously because of either a stigma around it or a preconceived idea that you have of it. Also, undergoing the transformations that spirit is asking of you. So, for example, really looking at your past patterns and finding a way to bring balance between what you give to others and what you receive from others. So making sure that you're not over giving anymore, or you're not taking in an unbalanced way either. And again, taking more ownership of your decisions, not leaving it up to other people or chance, or not giving your power or responsibility away to other people, but really owning the part that you play in the life that you live, for example. So that you can feel like you have more control of your life. It's not like being obsessive over it and trying to control every little bit and piece of it. Again, it's about bringing to balance that masculine and feminine, and accepting, yes, that there are some things we can't control, but also by accepting or knowing that by acknowledging my subconscious beliefs, by acknowledging my patterns, my maladaptive behaviors, that I can start to attract different experiences and more positive people and things into my life, and by taking control and taking charge in that kind of mindset. So let's look at your oracle cards as well. So you guys have deep breathing with the number 19. The number 9 could be important for you here. We have I will actually leave down below if something about the number 9, it's symbolism or whatever. I'll leave that down below. I leave any additional information down below if you guys want to check out more about your reading. You also do have the observer here and rhino spirit with overcome any obstacle. So you guys could suffer from anxiety, overthinking, and again, being very hard on yourself and not giving yourself the time to slow down, to almost just nurture yourself with deep breathing here. So the way that you can find more peace, love, and joy is by taking the time to take very deep, whole breaths into your body. Really fill up your lungs and release everything. It's a great way to release that negative energy, to release anxiety, to reconnect with your own self, your own beliefs, and yeah, basically reconnecting to yourself, because you might have been conditioned in a certain way that isn't practical or isn't helping you get where you need to go or get where you want to go. So it's really important that you guys can take the time to recognize those beliefs that you've had about yourself that you've kind of adopted from external people or experiences, and reframe the narrative so that you can feel empowered in who you are and where you're going. So we also have overcome any obstacle. Here it says, we always have a choice to press ahead. And Rhino Spirit Strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal spirit knows there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. Isn't that interesting? I mentioned about your multiple avenues that you need to be open to. When Rhino Spirit appears, you are reminded that you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways by going around them, shattering them. Oh, I just closed the page. That's great. It says shattering them with the force of clear, deliberate intentions, or even transforming them into clouds that drift away by refusing to let them to limit you. Sorry, I'm having like a current coughing fit right now. Apply your Rhino Spirit with creativity and no obstacle can stand, for you have magic to make and many ways in which to make it. The power is awesome right now. So the power of choice that you guys have, and really owning that, being acceptance of that. Sometimes it's scarier to know that we had a choice, and especially as we become more aware of ourselves, and it can be scarier to kind of acknowledge that, oh wait, I am in control. Okay, fair enough, I can't control how other people treat me or how other people see me, but I can certainly control how I react to that, and the kind of hold that I allow people to have on me, the kind of information that I internalize from experiences. So for example, say you've had a negative relationship with someone and there was like an emotional unavailable person or something like that, like you have the power to navigate this, to internalize this information as not a reflection of your own self-worth, but as a reflection of that person, and that, okay, this person wasn't right for me, this person couldn't give me what I want, and that's perfectly fine because not everybody can, not everybody is meant to be in my world. So at least I know that, at least I haven't wasted any more time. Not that any time is wasted, but you know, yeah, at least it's been very easy. It's nice that I've been shown this. Like, for example, rather than thinking, oh, well, it must be me, it's got to be me because it can't be them. Well, it can be them. But yeah, I hope that made sense. Like, basically, you have the power for the narrative that you create for yourself, even if it feels somehow delusional. Sometimes delusion is great. It really benefits us. So you also have the observer here, which again is about changing the lens that you see things through. So most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you've engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. So yeah, again, that kind of just clarifies what I was talking about in terms of creating a new narrative and story for yourself, one that empowers you opposed to places limitations or self-worth issues on you. So yeah, guys, that is everything that I have for you when it comes to this reading and how you can find more joy, peace, and love in your life. If you found that this message did resonate with you, then please show me by giving this video a thumbs up or commenting down below. I would muchly appreciate it. I do post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, so if you are interested in that, then feel free to subscribe down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.